welcome to the Late Night Snackin' Podcast.
We're your hosts, Devin and Anita, and this is our weekly podcast where we grab a blanket and some snacks and talk about all things relationships, growing pains, and navigating through, honestly, life itself.
We hope our experiences encourage others to grow to become the best versions of themselves, and for their relationships. Grab a snack and let's go! What is up, snackers?
What's going on, y'all boys?
Woo!
And welcome to the Late Night Snackin' Podcast.
What?
The most honest podcast, the most open podcast, and the most wholesome podcast in the world. Another beautiful Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, we are back how we always do it. Yeah. How's it going?
What's up, y'all boys?
What have we been up to since we last talked to the snackers?
Looking at wedding venues.
Still. It's gonna be. I mean, I hope we can decide by like next month, but it's gonna be a little minute before we pick one.
It's gonna be a whole thing.
It's not that we're picky. It's just one of those things where it's like one venue comes with things that we like, but it's like missing something.
Yeah.
Or another venue has everything we like, but it's like too expensive or out of our budget. Or one has like not enough things, but it has like the one thing we're looking for. Like it's just, we haven't found something yet that like checks all of the boxes. And I understand that like we might not, but
We got some contenders, though.
we do have very strong contenders. So either way, it's going to be lit. But yeah.
Events.
Yeah, fill them in. So this past weekend, you had your event at
Hawthorne's on the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
In Anderson, South Carolina.
So how was it for you? For me, it was fun. The crowd was great, but it's different, I think, in your eyes because you're like party promoter. Like you're looking at it differently than like somebody just showing up to the party.
Yeah.
To have a party. So how was it for you?
Most importantly, for the most part, everybody was safe. Nobody got hurt or anything, so that's always good. No problems with like police or anything. Nothing too violent. I mean,
We love that.
yeah. I mean, for Anderson, that says a lot.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it was lit. Shout out to DJ Gio,
Hey,
my DJ. So
fam.
he rocked it, in my opinion. I mean, he did very well for the circumstances that were there.
Yeah.
It was packed it out again.
I didn't expect.
Got to see a lot of faces I hadn't seen in a while. Some real Anderson legends was there, enjoying the vibes.
Not legends.
Yeah, but see, if you ain't from the land, you won't understand.
Girls that get it.
Yeah.
I feel. Well, good.
So yeah, it was lit though. Like we had a lot of fun.
He performed as well.
I did.
Yeah.
Shout out to D. Aiken,
I'm really proud of you.
my little brother, man.
It's good
He
stuff.
threw it's like a tiny desk type thing, like vibe or whatever. Like it was lit. Met a lot of dope artists. Man, I can't name everybody, but shout out to everybody that performed though. Gizzy and Drell, Skrill Peasy, Cool Dave, Chubby Sensei from Abbeville. Hey, he tough. If you don't know who Chubby Sensei is, go on Spotify and type in Chubby Sensei. Like,
Yeah, he was really good.
bro is like that. Kudos. Shout out to Joel. And A64 Bill. Big Bill on the beat. So shout out to Bill, man. Kojak was in the building. A lot of artists. I mean, a lot came from Columbia, Abbeville, Charlotte. Like everybody was represented.
Yeah, it was a nice little vibe. For those who don't know, like, what a Tiny Desk concert is, or if you've never seen one, they're on YouTube. They're really popular with artists where it's like a stripped down version. So it's like a very intimate
Instrumental.
It really is like, it looks like the corner of a library or like a corner of a teacher's
cubicle.
room. Yeah, like a cubicle. Like it really is like a corner. It's a really small desk, and it's like an artist and their band or background singers or whatever, and it's like a really intimate crowd. So that was the feel they were going for, and it really was like a nice intimate time. So yeah, I encourage if y'all see any flyers for things like that, like go do that, because stuff like that is such a vibe. Like just being
for real.
able to sit and listen to like different artists and stuff. So yeah, we
So
had fun
plenty
this
more.
weekend.
Plenty more where that came from. We're gonna be doing a lot of those.
Yeah, so good stuff. We got to see your fam, which is always a good time. So happy belated to your sister, Kenya.
Oh yeah,
It's
shout
her
out to my
birthday.
sister, man. Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to Diamond. Happy belated birthday to Diamond.
Happy
A
belated.
loyal LNS fan.
She's a very loyal snacker. We love her.
True snacker.
True snacker. Happy belated. We love you. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, first little milestone for the puppers. He opened his eyes the other day. So he now can see the shitty world.
Yeah. Sucks for him, doesn't it?
Maybe just close them back up. Nothing to see
The
here.
grass isn't greener on this side, pal.
But yeah. Also random before we get into what we're snacking on. I'm about to get grilled for this, but do you know what artist I like rediscovered the other day? Or maybe I shouldn't have ever undiscovered her, but do you know who I rediscovered the other day that I forgot was like a legend?
Don't say Pitbull.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I think that would be wild if you said that.
No. I mean, I have forgot about him a little bit, but I mean, that's Mr. Worldwide. We can't forget about Pitbull, but
That's okay.
dude, Gwen Stefani. I low key like she came up on the
Let's respect it.
on my whatchamacallit, like my little playlist. I was like, she really got bangers. Sweet Escape, Luxurious, like
She has some hits. True story.
it's bananas. Like she really like had the hits. But sorry, I just thought about that. Don't forget about Gwen Stefani.
But they did though. We all did.
I did too.
That's the truth.
Don't sleep on her. Okay, now that we're out of that, anything you want to add before we hop into what we're snacking on?
I feel like it was something I was gonna mention. Maybe it'll come to me later. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Oh, there we are.
Okay.
Possible merch. If you follow me on Snapchat and some other social media platforms,
Oh, yes.
if you know what I post every morning to get everybody to jumpstart their day, coming to a t-shirt near you.
Woo! If you're listening, I was listening to a podcast today, and it's so true what they were saying. Like, visual podcasts make such a difference because, like, people who have, like, silent laughs or, like, silent moments in between themselves and their co-hosts, like, the listeners don't know, like, what's being done in the silence.
It's just like, are they?
So, like, me going like this.
They ignoring each other?
Yeah, I was going to say, they probably thought that I thought your idea was, like, lame as hell or something. But
Low-key.
I was raising the roof for our podcast listeners. But, yeah, I'm excited. That's going to look cool. Get a shirt. Cool. What are we snacking on?
Oh, I got the fruit snacks.
I forgot my snack.
See, look at that, lame.
Oh, my God.
You can exit now.
The intent...
So, guys, welcome to the late night snacking.
The intended snack was definitely almonds, and I never grabbed them.
Go get them.
No. I'm just go it out. Just know that that's what I would have been snacking on is some almonds. We have some in the pantry. Dang.
Yeah, I got the fruit snacks. Y'all done seen these before.
Guess where they're from?
We got another box. Aldi. Shout out to Aldi. Shout out to Aldi.
We've
Shout out to Aldi.
Got to put down the shirt too.
Shout out Aldi. Shout out Aldi. Shout out Aldi. We still have yet to have an Aldi sponsor. I don't know how many times we have to beg y'all.
Right. Like, do we need to do a podcast in y'all store? Like, do a vlog of us
Live
grocery shopping in
podcast.
there and maybe, like, wait a minute.
I was about to say, you low-key on
Message.
You low-key onto something. But, okay, so let's hop into Unpack the Snack. We did it a little bit differently, which I think we're going to continue to do it this way because I really like the feedback from y'all. Because, like, let's be real. Y'all got some shit to say, but y'all don't be commenting on the YouTube. Y'all don't comment.
No interaction.
No interaction, but, like, y'all really do have things to
Just
say.
a bunch of eyes. Just watching.
So I like that we're doing the Unpack the Snack this way because I feel like we're, like, talking to y'all. Like, it's not just, like, a screen. So...
and honestly, it's for y'all. Like, we're unpacking the snack, of course, but it's an open discussion.
Yeah, and it's based on questions you guys send in. So, like,
for
we're
any and everybody to chime in.
Yeah, we're answering your stuff. So, we asked on the Instagram, which, by the way, if you are not following us on Instagram or if you're a new listener or whatever it may be, our Instagram is at lnsthepodcast on Insta. It is pretty much that across any platform. TikTok, even if you wanted to type it into YouTube, you could also find our handle that way too. So LNS the podcast.
Yeah, go tap into some of that wholesome content on the TikTok.
Y'all
been doing really good though. The TikTok's been going up.
The TikToks have been going up. So
good job on that, guys. Shout out to y'all boys.
A+ for the class.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so on the Instagram, we posted the Unpack the Snack question, which for this week is, do you think people have unrealistic dating expectations? And y'all come out the woodworks.
Oh, yeah, y'all was turned.
Y'all was turned on this question. So I want to read some of the responses because I think it'll make for, like, good discussion. So we had a lot saying yes. Pretty much in agreement on, like, how social media sometimes kind of warps people's perceptions. We had it come down to gender on some of them, which I didn't include this, but this was part of the question. The snacker asked, like, if yes, do you think that it's different, or do you think that it's more for one gender than it is the other? Like, do we think women have higher expectations? Do we think men have higher expectations? Mm-hmm. So, like, it kind of naturally took that turn in the comments. So we had somebody say, like, I think a lot of women expect men to have it all together when they don't even have it all together themselves. We had a really good one saying, like, people don't talk about their expectations. So one person said, like, I think it's more that people don't talk about their expectations with their partner from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Then they're sad 3 months down the line when their needs aren't being met, wondering, where are we with this? Like, yeah. So communication obviously is very important in that. And then somebody else said, for sure, like, social media, other people, etc., like, looking and comparing to other people, only highlighting the positives and don't talk about the real constant work that goes into both parties, which is huge too. I think a lot of times it's portrayed out there that people have perfect relationships and things like that, and that's how people think their relationships are supposed to go. And they're not. And they're really not. I think that's why I really enjoy, like, doing this podcast and talking about, like, real shit, because we will never come on here and be like, yeah, everything's great. Like, no. Not that things are bad, but, like, we're normal. Like, we have disagreements about things, and everything's not always sunshine and rainbows. Like, we're humans. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. So
we're not here to fake the funk.
Not here to fake the funk.
That is not what the Late Night Snacking Podcast does. We do our own stunts. So,
okay, Tony Hawk. Anyways, somebody else said, to this question, for sure, you have folks that, like, who want you to be unhappy because they're unhappy. Like, when trauma isn't solved, like, you end up passing it to another person. So that's also an unrealistic expectation. Like, having your partner, like, you think your partner's going to be, like, the source of your happiness or whatever to, like, pull you out of your trauma when, like, that's not their job. That's not supposed to happen. And sometimes miserable people just want to bring other miserable people with them, or bring people and make them miserable too. So yeah, I think across the board, it was pretty much a unanimous, like, yes. Like, people have unrealistic
for sure
expectations.
I mean, even if you think about it, like, some of the expectations that we put on each other is nuts. Like, it's really
100%.
like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just like certain stuff that, like, people expect, like expecting someone to be on time all the time, or expecting somebody to know what you want without communicating it.
Yep.
Like, not a mind reader.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do that.
Yeah. And I think that's the
But
problem
a lot
too.
of people have those expectations, though. That's weird.
Yeah. I agree. That's what somebody had said too, that like you're just expecting somebody to know and you're not even communicating, like, what do you want out of this? What is this? Like, I definitely think that's a main one. I liked what somebody said about, because as much as I support us women, I do think sometimes we get into a space to where, like, we're not really thinking about what we bring to the table. We want the men to, like, bring everything and just hope that, like, us just being cute can, like, get us by. If I get boo tomatoes for that, I'm sorry. But, like, I'm really not. I think, like, you have to take a hard look at yourself and be like, what value am I adding to this too? Like, it's not just the other person. So
yeah, it's easy to sit up here and say, well, I am the prize. But it's like,
yeah.
what can you do for me that I can't do for myself?
The person that was talking about how sometimes, like, women have higher expectations for men when they don't have it all together themselves. Like, they gave a scenario saying, like, how they have a friend, and she said that she couldn't see herself getting into a relationship with this guy that she's been seeing and, like, spending all her time with and stuff like that. She really likes him, cares about him and all this stuff, but he doesn't have a car. He just got into a car accident, so his car's messed up. And he also lives with his parents because he had to break his lease due to, like, a roommate issue and stuff like that. So just, like, situations that are out of his control that he's having to now be carless and homeless almost, like, be with his parents. So she's, like, kind of like, I don't really like that, basically, because now you're having to, like, rely on other people to, like, do all this stuff. But the same girl also doesn't have her car, and she just moved out of her parents' house, like, 6 months ago. So she was also very much in that same situation, and halfway in that same situation, because she doesn't have a car. But, like, this is a perfect example of, like, these unrealistic dating expectations where it's just, like, I think I talked about this on Jamie's episode where I was like, why don't we give people grace in these scenarios? Because, like, you have to remember, these people are also, like, you want that same grace back. Like, he's dating you and you don't even have a car. Like, she's probably upset just because now she doesn't have somebody to ride with. Like, he can't drive her around anymore.
And that's what usually happens. Like, you be mad at somebody about something that you ain't even got. Like,
yes. But that's what I'm
like,
saying.
you should have this.
That's what I'm saying.
It's okay if I don't, but
It's
you
like,
should have. It's like, bro, what?
You have to do some evaluation of, like, what am I also bringing to the table before you just start setting expectations all over the place, where it's like, do you even have yourself together before you're asking somebody to have it 100% together? Like,
and it makes you question, like, do you like the person or do you just like the situation they were in?
Yes, 100%. Because
if you like somebody, it wouldn't matter if he lived with his
had a
parents
car, lived with his parents or not. Exactly.
Things happen.
Exactly.
Life.
It'll
Life's tough, kids. Wear a helmet.
It'll get you, that life. But yeah, so that was just kind of the dialogue around the question. Thank y'all for commenting and interacting with the posts. We're going to keep doing them like this from now on. So, like, keep them coming. Like, we like hearing that. We could beat a dead horse when it comes to these unpack the snack questions. Like, we could sit here for the whole episode and unpack it. But, like, when y'all join in and y'all add your 2 cents, like, it helps us form our opinions too and, like, unpack it. So, yeah, good stuff. Are we ready to hop into...
Yeah, good job, Snackers. Give yourselves a round of applause.
All right. Ready to hop into the topic?
Let's do it.
All right, what are we talking about tonight?
We
you
are
shaming me with your face?
talking about the talking stage.
The talking stage.
What it means, what it looks like.
Yeah.
What did it mean? What does it mean now?
In it.
Yeah, the rules, the regulations.
What we think about it.
The logistics.
Yeah. So we're getting into it. So dating snackers. Dang, this is another one for the dating snackers.
Y'all welcome.
We're here for y'all. Yeah.
Oh. Jokes.
Alrighty, so what is this talking stage? How do you see it? How would you define it?
So everybody know we was in high school, middle school, or whatever. Maybe even some in college. And be like, oh yeah, I used to talk to her. Oh, I used to talk to him. Like, talking is when you are essentially, it's like a mild, like, situationship, kind of.
Slick.
In a way. You know what I mean? It's like y'all are not together.
Y'all, I don't have a case on my phone at the moment, so it slips and slips.
The wind is blowing really loud.
Oh my God. It's like a tornado out here. There's too much going on.
It is.
I'm overstimulated.
We need to bring this back. Anyway, the talking stage. It's kind of like a situationship. Or what did Jada and Will call it? A
situationship?
No, it was something else they were calling it.
Oh.
Look at it. It's probably good that we forgot. Let's leave that where it was.
An entanglement.
There you go. But not necessarily an entanglement. It doesn't have to be bad. It's like two people who talk or people who hang out. They might go on dates, hang out at each other's house, sleep over and stuff like that. Like, but they're not dating. So if people ask, no, you're not dating. We're just talking.
Yeah.
Or vibing. You guys know what that is, right? The vibes.
Good old vibes.
Yeah, just vibing. Isn't that what Jamie says?
Yeah.
Just vibing.
We're just vibing.
What does that mean?
6 months in. Still vibing. Don't know what the vibes are, but we're vibing.
Shout out to Jamie.
But yeah, I think I would describe it as the same. Just a very like an unserious version, like almost like a trial of dating somebody.
It's like pretend dating.
It's like dipping. Yes.
Kinda like,
yeah. It's all
like we know what we got going on.
Yes.
But to the public,
it's an understanding.
We're just talking.
But we're just talking. Yeah. You can't. No label. Like you can't.
Yep.
I'm not your girlfriend. You're not my boyfriend. Like we're just talking.
And usually they end because nobody is talking.
Yeah.
But that's another subject for a different day.
No, we're gonna get into that. Like, cause what? So okay, when we first started talking about this and breaking down the topic and stuff like that, like, I was like, isn't that just dating? And Devin was like, no, like they're two totally different things. And I get it after we talked about it, but like, why isn't it just dating? I guess, like, why are people scared to just say we're dating? Like, is it really dating? Like,
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So people are scared of the word dating because when you think of dating, you think of commitment. You think of something that is kind of set in stone.
Yeah. It
right?
like ties you to something. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it really doesn't. It's just kind of like, even people use the phrase dating around. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you're just dating, trying to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what type of, you know, guy or girl that you're into or whatever. Like, that's how that goes. But yeah, it's not the same. I don't think. I think, like I said, dating makes it like official, and people are like, no, it's not that though. Like, we're not, like, that's not my girlfriend. People think if you're dating, like, that has to be your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, when that's not always the case.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, because when we first started talking about it, I was like, this is literally dating. But like, I guess it's not, right? Because if you don't establish anything, then it's not like official. It's just this understood thing that like we have that like we're not gonna label it or anything. Like just know that like I like you, you like me, we're hanging out, we're vibing or whatever, and like
Right.
that's all it is. So why is this a thing? Like
Because people be scared to commit, bro. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Well, I won't say that because not everybody is scared. They just choose not to.
That's true.
Or they don't want to, which is fine too.
Yeah, it could be a choice. Like, it's the whole having your cake and eating it too. Like, people want to feel like their feelings are reciprocated and stuff like that, but they don't want to be tied to one person. So I think they use as like, oh, we're just talking, but like it doesn't like attach you to that person. Like, you can, I guess, talk to multiple people and it be okay because you're not like committed to this one person. I also think like it's for people who want to like water down their situation. Like, I don't know. I think I don't want to pin it on guys, but like I'm just looking at it from a guy point of view that like saying like, oh, we're just talking or whatever. I think he just wants to water it down to make it seem like it's not. Like, dude, you're dating this girl. Like, you've been with her for like a while. What do you mean you're still talking?
It's an interesting point.
I think like just trying to water it down to make it like it's not serious. I think from a girl's point of view, if they're saying like, oh, we're just talking or something like that, I think she's nervous that like he doesn't feel the same way or he doesn't want to commit, and she does. But she's using talking as like the watered down version of it.
And honestly,
you know what I mean?
That's usually what it boils down to, and
It's
why
like fear of rejection.
the term was even created, because it's there to make, I guess, one person feel like
it's
they're not totally out of the picture. You know what I mean? So we're talking, we're just
Yes.
not dating.
Yes.
Which essentially could possibly be the same thing, maybe
But
in some capacity. But
yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
dating is the adult version of talking. If we're gonna be honest, like,
Well, this is what we say on every episode. Grow up.
yeah, I mean, if you're an adult, you don't say, "Oh, yeah, I'm talking to such and like," bro. If you're 40, you shouldn't be talking to nobody. I'm just saying, you're dating, so you're dating, bro. So that's like dating is the adult version of talking.
But I like what you said, that like sometimes people use talking as to have some sort of attachment to somebody still.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not serious. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of like,
Because you don't want. Yeah, well, go ahead.
I'm thinking of like a high school scenario where like I'm talking to a guy or whatever, but like maybe he's, we're not serious or anything, because I know maybe he's like talking to other girls or something like that, but I still want to be in the game. Like, I still want to be considered. So like I'm gonna say we're talking, even though like in my head I'm like, that's my boyfriend, but like he's not he's not committed to me whatsoever. But to come off as if I have some importance in his world, I'm gonna say we're talking, like, to water it down, because I think people feel that way.
Yeah, because you don't want to, like, think about how awkward it is. Like, you guys are out and someone says like, "Oh, like, are you two like together?"
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, "Oh, is that your girlfriend?" And you'd be like, "No, like, we're just talking." And then she'd be like, you gonna be like, because then like that's gonna be, you just ruined your date right there. The fun you thought you was gonna have just got filled with a heartfelt conversation about how you don't consider her feelings and what is this. She thought you guys were dating. You just ruined it, bro.
We'll get into why that happens though, because like shit does fall apart because you don't establish things, but we'll get into that in a second.
Boundaries, bro.
I think because you said too, you were like, well, technically, like, it could just be like the start of dating, like when you're just talking to somebody, which I agree. I don't want to attach so much negative connotation to the talking. I personally do think it is childish, but I could see how like the beginning stages of like getting to know each other and stuff could be talking. Like, if we go out on our first date, I'm probably not going to say, yeah, I'm dating this guy. Like, dude, we went out for one date. Like, relax. Like,
That's the thing. Like, it's levels to it.
It is.
Talking is like level 1. Dating is level 2. Like, it's exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't get the dating unless there's one variable there, and that's if they like you.
Yeah.
Then it is okay.
But I think you can find that out in the talking.
Or I can see this
stage.
going somewhere.
I think you can find that out in the talking stage, though. Like, if you
Yeah.
like somebody. I think, because to me, the talking stage is like the test the waters stage. Like, in my head, this is, I'm getting to know you. I'm finding out even if I want to, like, go on more dates with you or whatever.
Exactly. That's
but
exactly
we're not dating, in my head, if it's only been, like, a couple dates. Now, if we start doing, like, boyfriend-girlfriend shit where, like, you're coming over my house, we're cooking for each other, we're, like, seeing each other more days out of the week than not, then, like, this ain't talking no more. Like, we got to level up a little bit. Like, I'm going to say I'm dating you, but, okay. So that spins me into the next thing. So, for funsies, because I do think since there are no boundaries set, people get lost in, like, when we're talking, what is allowed? Like, can I go and also talk to other people? Like, if I'm just getting to know you, is it allowed for me to go and, like, talk to other people and see if I like them too at the same time? Like, what lines are being drawn here in this talking stage?
We'll see. I think that's the one thing that I think is left out.
What?
In the talking stage, I guess, is
the way we keep doing, like, quotes and, like, the
SpongeBob imagination.
Literally.
But I think it's like, I don't know. I don't want to say that either.
You said you feel like people are leaving something out.
Yeah, it's like, how can I word it? Like, they're leaving the boundary part out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're talking, I think the boundary should be set, even though because it's so tricky, because it's like, we're just talking, so there's no need for boundary. It's not that serious. But no, there needs to be a boundary so we know, where we are, how each other's feeling. Because if we're talking and you're genuinely talking to me because you want to get to know me and you think you might see something in me to where, like, we could possibly date or something like that, you're on that page. Otherwise, I'm on the other end of the stick, like, oh, well, it's not that serious. Like, we're just talking, so I'm going to go talk to somebody else. And you're not expecting that. Then, yeah, that kind of, like, ruins things. It messes stuff up. So, yeah. I think it should be said that, okay, like, we're talking, so the foundation question, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
That's where that comes into play.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're looking for a relationship, your version of talking is getting to know me, trying to see if you like me or not, whatever. My version of talking, if I'm not looking for a relationship, is like, oh, like, I like her, because, she likes anime, so I'm going to hang out with her. Or, oh, I like her because we both like pizza. No, I'm going to go get pizza with her. Like, you're just kind of dating around, just talking to different girls for different reasons.
Yeah.
Or for different vibes.
You and this vibes.
For different vibes.
I think when you are talking to somebody, just like you said, like, people leave the boundaries part out. But I agree. I think even in this talking stage, there should be a boundary set, even if it's, hey, I'm talking to other people. Is that cool? Like, if you're not cool with that, then, like, maybe we don't need to get to know each other. Because if that's going to bother you, then, like, there's no reason for us to even get into it with each other like that. But if you're cool with, like, maybe you're seeing other people and you're cool with me seeing other people, and we're just, like, getting to know each other, and then we can establish maybe, like, oh, well, we really like each other the most out of our group that we're picking from. so let's continue with each other. So that's a very grown-up thing to do. That makes people uncomfy to state, hey, I'm talking to other people. But I feel like if you don't want to get your feelings hurt, you either need to ask or you need to say it. Like, because...
Do it at the start. Don't wait. The longer you wait, the more room you create for things that
like,
you don't
blow
like
up.
to happen.
Yeah. Because I think that's where people's feelings get hurt for real, is like when you don't establish anything and you just assume that this person is not seeing anybody else or talking to somebody else. And then you find out later on and it's like, oh, I thought this was like serious. Like I've only been talking to you, but you've been talking to like 3 other girls at the same time. Like it's like you can't even get mad at them because nothing's been established. Like, in my opinion, that's allowed. Like, that's free game. If no boundaries is set, honestly, sucks to say, like, if they're sleeping with other people, if they're dating, going on dates with other people, like, in my head, that is allowed during this stage if you don't establish otherwise. Because, like, sorry, like, they don't have any obligation towards you.
It's true.
Y'all haven't established anything. So... sorry if that cuts some people in the throat, but like that's the hard truth, is like across the board, anything is free game until you set some sort of boundaries. Like that's in relationships, that's in the workplace, that's anything. If you don't set some sort of like, this is how things are going to go, free game, anything can go on. There's nothing stopping it from happening. So yeah, gotta establish those boundaries.
So
go ahead.
I guess a fun thing would be like, how do you approach that?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you, I guess in a hidden secret way, like how do you find out how the other person's feeling? Personally, my angle is always to kind of like jokingly talk about it. Okay. Because there's always, the only reason why I say that is because even when you're joking and stuff, they say there's always a little bit of truth in every joke. Of course. Like if we're out or whatever, we're on a date or something, I'm like, what is this? Are we like dating right now? Or are we talking right now? I think we're talking right now. What do you think? Like, it's funny. Yeah. Like, oh my God, what? He put me on the spot, but is he for real right now? Like, should I really tell him how I feel right now? Yeah, you should go for it. Like,
yeah. And I mean, like, that's a joking way, but like that really is a really direct,
it's a solid way.
Yes,
like,
that's a really fair. Direct point. Like it gets to the point, and like sometimes with these things, like how you were saying, like is there like a hidden way? I feel like it's better to just be blunt and just so even if you're like joking about it, just like you said, like there is. Your tone is saying joke, but like your words are like, are we dating?
It's like you get the information that you need or that you want. Everybody wins.
I support that.
That's free game, fellas. Y'all can borrow that at any time.
Oh my God. I don't know. Coming from a woman's point of view, because ladies, let's be real. We're not...
first day, I'm gonna marry him and we're gonna have it. No, I'm joking.
Oh, in our head, completely. In our head, yes, but we would never say that out loud, and that's the problem. Is that we don't say these things out loud. Like I think as women, we're very prideful in that sense, where we don't want to feel like we like you more than you like us. That's the scenario I was giving you, where I was like, we'll always say like, oh, we're talking, just so we can feel like we have some sort of like relevance to you, but we don't want to seem like we're desperate over you. You know what I mean? Like we just don't want to look dumb. Like
I think they call it simping. You know what they call it?
Yeah, we don't want to be simps.
When one likes more than the other.
Yeah, but I think women really fear that. I mean, I think men do too, but like I think women can really resonate with me when I say like we don't address it head on because we're really nervous that like he's not going to feel the same way or he's going to make us look stupid. And like
that's fair.
Point blank, you're dating the wrong person if he makes you feel like that. But like I can see like sometimes women don't want to like test those waters. So I don't know. I the way you approached it with me, I think is a good way for either side of the party to do it. For you to, I'm talking about moving from like talking, getting to know each other to like dating. Because you were basically like, where do you see this going? Or you were like, oh, in a year, like, where do you think we'll be? Or whatever. And that, to me, that was like very direct. Like, where do you think we'll be? You're already putting we in the scenario. So
Yeah.
I'm already getting the vibe from you that there is a we, right? Like in a year, you obviously see this being a we. So that's for the ball to be in my court to be like, okay, I either tell him I'm on the same page or this is a good time to be like, I'm not on the same page.
Right.
So I think women can do that as well. Like, women, we love asking the 21 questions and playing the question game and doing all that to get to know each other. That's a perfect opportunity. Like, oh, where do you see this in a year or whatever? Where do you see this in 6 months? Like, whatever. Like, I think that's a very direct approach to be like, hey, I like you. Do you like me? Like, is this going to go anywhere? So, yeah. Also for funsies, what are some other words?
We grown. Why are we saying funsies? This is
Wait,
kind of strange.
No, because that's really hypocritical. Because we talk about some grow up, and we're like, for funsies, let's.
That's almost too wholesome.
Okay, just for shits and giggles.
There we go.
What other words do people use for talking? Because sometimes people don't say talking.
Oh,
but
yeah.
other words definitely indicate that you're talking to somebody.
Yeah, vibing.
But
Oh, we just be chilling.
Chilling. I think that's
Chilling.
number one. Number one.
Oh, that's your girl? No, we
we
just
just chilling.
Just chilling, bro.
Gag me with a spoon if a man ever said that about me and him. We're just chilling.
Vibing.
Not no more. Ew.
We just kicking it.
Kicking it. Hanging out. Oh, she just comes over. Oh my God.
She cool people. Oh, you talked to such and such. Oh, yeah, she cool people, bro. Bernie Mac said, she good people. She good people.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining like if somebody, like say we weren't dating or whatever and we were like hanging out and somebody asked like, oh, like what do you like about her? Oh, she's cool. Cool?
Yeah. Like, she cool.
I got all these qualities about me and you chose cool?
Yeah, she cool to hang out with.
Describe me?
She cool to hang out with.
Oh my God. Everybody, please.
It's so
take
nasty.
notes.
It's so disgusting.
No, it's so terrible. You're literally like doing twirls and dances around the word dating. Like you're so scared to touch it that you're pulling out all
Because
these other.
that ties you to someone.
Yeah, like people. Really
It's like, nah, not yet, bro. So we just vibing till then.
Vibing. Chilling's my favorite one. We're just chilling. If you are hearing the person that you are talking to say these things and you really like them,
Get out.
either run or try and establish some sort of understanding to what's happening. Because I promise you, if they think you're chilling, you probably don't think that y'all are just chilling.
Yeah, and if you are confused on any of these terms, you can simply ask them, what do you mean by that? Or what does that mean?
100%.
And you don't have to be rude about it. You just be like, hey, like, I want to, like, can you tell me what that means? I was just chilling. You want to know?
Yes. Ask. That's actually such a good point. Like, and they probably won't expect it, nor would they know how to describe it.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Yes.
Be like, oh, like, yeah, like, we just chilling. Like, we just vibing. Okay, what's vibing mean? Like, I know what vibing mean, but can you tell me, like, what this means in
this scenario?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like, we be chilling and stuff, you know, to see if we got a connection. Yeah, that's what that means.
That's the one.
It's like, did you just come up with this?
Just sick. That's sick. All right.
The human race, you gotta love us.
Closing the topic down, I think. What do you think about this as a whole? Like, do you think people should just grow up and set boundaries? Do you think there's actually some good in this talking stage type thing. What do you feel about it overall?
So I feel like that the talking stage can be a strength if it's done correctly. Now I know what people are saying. Well, how do you properly talk to somebody?
Why you make them sound like that?
Because it's probably like this, like how they sound.
Okay.
In their head, in my head.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's done properly, I think it's a safe space. I think it's a good way for you to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you're into, what you're not into. Mm-hmm. If you even like this person enough to consider them as like a girlfriend, boyfriend, to consider if you're even dating them.
Yeah.
If you want to hang out with them again, if you just kind of want to be friends. Mm-hmm. You can honestly find a friend in this too. So we're not going to just make this all about like, oh, this is the talking stage where the only outcome is either you're a boyfriend or girlfriend or you're not. Like,
yeah,
we can be cool. Like, we can, like you said, we're chilling. Like, we can kick it and be friends. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that the talking stage is bad. It's just if it's done correctly, if both parties are, communicating the right way, it can be a beautiful thing, and it could possibly bloom into
like a relationship.
Yeah, a relationship.
Something. Yeah, I think so too. I think if it's being used as like, and I'm going to put emphasis on this, a short, temporary phase, then I think it's done smartly that way. Because once you're in the talking stage for like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. After you go on a few dates with somebody, you know if you like them or not. It doesn't take 3 months of dating somebody to be like, do I really like you? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I will say it depends on how much time is being spent within those 3 months too.
Okay, I'm talking about like multiple dates. You're seeing this person pretty often, and you're still in the talking stage by like month 4 or 5. But I'm seeing you consistently.
Oh, yeah, no. It should never go on that long.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's done correctly if it's like a short, temporary thing where you're actually using it to like get to know somebody. And maybe you're even talking to other people within that time. Sure. Like, feel out who you like. We're not against that at all. Like, there's no boundary set up in that time. You have no obligation to this person if you've only gone on like a date or two with them. Like, you're probably dating other people to see if you like them too. So I feel like it's done correctly if it's done within like a short amount of time. Once you start playing somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend and you're in this for months and you still haven't established anything, if it's understood between the two of you that you don't really want anything out of this and you're just kind of like, you're cool with hanging out, then cool. But that's been established. Like, something has to be established. It's either we like each other and we want to move forward with this, or we like each other but we're cool with this not being like a thing, right?
Message.
So why I probably went like that? Because it's the truth. Like, it really is. You have to establish something. You have to put there has to be some sort of communication of like, what are we doing? If we're just talking and we want to talk for a while, cool. Let's establish that. Because if nothing's established, I promise you, both people are not on the same page. I promise you. There's always going to be one person who's in it more than the other and feels differently than the other. Only thing that solves that is when you talk and you communicate. So, yeah, dude, get your little talking phases out of the way. Communicate through your talking phases. Date other people in your talking stages. Do what you got to do. But don't stay in a chilling situation.
Yeah. Don't vibe for too long.
Don't vibe too close to the sun now. Don't do that. But, all right, y'all. I think that's it on the talking stage. Try and get out if you don't want to be in.
Hey, man.
Alrighty, let's hop into the hookup.
Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me.
All right, y'all. It is ya girl hooking y'all up tonight, and I am bringing you something that is near and dear to my weekly routine. So if you follow me on Instagram, which is, if you don't, it is @_needers, NEEDERZ. You know that I take barre classes. So that's what I'm hooking up tonight, Pure Barre. You could probably, depending on where you are, they're really everywhere. Like your closest, like probably within 10 to 15 miles of you, you'll probably find one. It's basically like low impact, high intensity workouts. So you're mainly focusing on like building muscle, building strength, like core strength, muscle strength, balance, and it's kind of set up to where it's like carpeted floors and you have like a ballet bar against the walls. So lots of like I said, like trying to get your core right. Lots of like planks. We have little like platforms that you like step up and step down on. So you're trying to like get your heart rate up and stuff like that. So the cool thing about it is that there's different types of classes. So they have like Pure Barre Align. They have Classic, which is going to focus more on like resistance bands and like muscle groups and stuff like that. Align is going to be more of like stretching. So nice flexibility time and working like back muscles, like your spine, making sure you have like healthy alignment in your back.
Trying to get that core right.
Core is going to be everywhere. And Power is another class which focuses on more like cardio. So there's not a lot of breaks in between. You're kind of just moving from exercise to exercise, trying to keep your heart rate up the entire class.
Sounds intense.
It is, but it's really good. Like you get a really good workout. And I think the other one is Reform, which is also with focusing on like flexibility and more like slow movement, elongated movement and stuff like that, but still lots of like core strength and stretches and stuff.
And how long have you been going?
So if you follow me on Instagram, I just hit my 100th class the other day. Ooh. So yeah, I'm really into it. If you can't tell, I can talk about it for hours. But wherever you go, like the instructors are super nice. It's kind of like your own community. So if you've seen anything like Cycle Bar, Spanga, like Yoga 6, anything like that, like it's got this like community built around it to where somebody within like a 10-mile radius of your city is probably also taking bar and like doing the same thing you're doing. So yeah, it's a really cool thing to be a part of, and it's good to like feel proud of yourself for getting out there. So this is more for my people who don't really like to go to the gym and like lift weights and stuff like that, but still want to like work out. Like going to a bar class, it'll get you right. You'll see changes in your body, and you don't have to worry about like weirdos staring at you and stuff like that. Like it's a workout class, so like it feels like a welcoming space to work out in, and nobody's like judging you or anything. So yeah, look up Pure Barre, take a class. They do like basic classes too, like a free first class to kind of like try it out and stuff like that. So like, yeah, dude, check them out. So let's go ahead and close it down. All right, y'all boys. We are closing it down. Hold your tears, hold your tears.
So sad to see you guys go.
But guess what? We'll be
see
back.
Y'all next week. We'll see y'all next week. Next Wednesday, same time, same place.
Same time, same place, same neon sign, same sunflower gnome behind Devin, probably, depending on the season.
Same painting.
Same painting. Same us.
Which is on sale at organicdevco.com.
You're selling it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'll have to say my formal goodbyes. But thank y'all for joining us. If you are on the YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. We don't say that just to like let it roll off the tongue. Like, please give the video a thumbs up and interact with it and drop a comment, even if it's just like, cool video, guys.
It lets us know if you like it or not.
Yeah, like, do you like these types of topics? Are you not into the dating topics? Do you want more relationship stuff? Like, please.
Do you not like honest and open and wholesome content? Who doesn't?
Please talk to us. That's all. We just want to hear from you. But yes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are on our podcast or just audio. Apple Podcasts, click the plus button in the top right to get the new episodes, and Spotify, click the follow button to get the new episodes. But yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday. Thank y'all for joining us as always. Love you and see you next week.